What's going on, guys? It's Digiwatch TCG coming to you with another Market Watch. Now, since my previous Market Watch, a lot has changed. We had a ban list, which affected the Greymon stuff, as well as the Ultimate Cups going on, as well as the release of the Starter Deck 14 for the Digimon Premiums deck set. So there's a lot to discuss here. We're going to be doing some things a little differently today. We are going to go over sets more than we are going to be individual cards, except when we get to the Beelzemon stuff toward the end of this Market Watch. With that said, of course, like, subscribe, leave your thoughts below, and let's get into it. So starting things off, we're going to talk about BT11, and we're going to go work backwards a little bit, and then we'll go into the Beelzemon stuff. But the one thing I wanted to kind of mention about the gold rares here is that Mastamon seems to be keeping its price about $350, while the other two gold rares, Machinedramon and All Force, keep going down. And I honestly think that All Force Vegemon for $70 is a steal. I mean, look at like the arena where it's pretty much more likely you're going to hit like Arena Altart than you will an All Force Vegemon. And, you know, if you hit the All Force Vegemon, you know, congrats, and I'm sorry. But it's $70. It's a collector card, and it's something you may want to consider picking up. For the price of like the secret rare, I think that's decent. For double that price, you get the Machinedramon for the alternate, or I guess this is the gold rare art. I don't know if it's, I don't remember if this is the same or the different one from the original. But yeah, this is a decent pickup for 140, but I think these are still going to go down. Honestly, I could see All Force honestly even going down to maybe $60 in a few sets, because people still like BT11. There's a lot of good cards out of this, and personally for me, like, I still need to end up picking up like a bunch of alt arts for this set. Since I'm still very, very low on my alt arts for this set, unfortunately. But yeah, I would definitely say that those are things to think of. Mervamon here, a little lower. I think it's because the pre-release Beelzemon Cup decks, or the events, are starting to get finish up. We did have a bunch of them pretty much finishing. I think today or tomorrow is like the last official day, and then we do get another round of the Beelzemon Cup in April. So you will have a chance to get that winner card, and we'll talk about that later on. But Mervamon here is going down, so I do think that maybe just keep an eye on this. Not saying you should pick it up or not, just keep an eye on it. Of course, everything I say here is my opinion. It's not any financial advice. The All Force Vegemon Altar is actually decent price for $20 though. If you don't have one, it might be worth it to pick up for $20. I mean, that's literally like you know, not that bad in terms of price. Speaking even like the Ouya and the Black Rock Greymon, these are still going lower and lower. Obviously we got the Greymon X Antibody hit, which is the Greymon X Antibody is a dual color black red that reduces the cost of digivolving over a black or into a Digimon with multiple colors, and you get the reduction to like of 2, so it's like a 2 to go into your ultimates. Yuya here, of course, is used in multiple decks, so I don't see it coming down as fast, but Black or Greymon I could see definitely hitting the ground fast. Unfortunate, because I really do like this art, but unfortunate. The last thing about BT11 I do want to mention is the Mirage Galgamon here. Now, I see this card kind of, it was low a few weeks ago. It was like $4-5. Actually, just because we are going to finish on this for BT11. You see over here, like, it was really low. It was like $6 here. And then it started to go up, and I think people are teching this in because the Ultimate Cup is coming up, and because a lot of people might be teching this in as one of, or maybe even just running the whole deck, maybe for a Mirage Galga deck. And a lot of card decks do use effects to draw. I mean, that's going to be a lot of the stuff we see in like All Force. Bloomlord has a couple of cards that lets you draw by effects, so using the Mirage Galgamon, you may be able to actually gain memory when a card is added to your opponent's hand via an effect. So that's not bad. It's actually pretty decent. But going over to EX3, I wanted to just talk about this as a whole. Honestly, this is a great time to get singles for this set. We know we're getting some support for some of these guys here. Like, unfortunately, I guess the box toppers are not that bad, but like when you usually look at the ultimate arts, everything's pretty much $10 and under, other than the secret rares, of course, and those aren't really much different either. Even the Examon is a lot lower than it used to be. The Imperial Fighter modes here are, both of them are around exactly the same price. Look at that, $16.55, $16.50 for an alternate art and the regular art. It's just because no one really likes this deck, honestly. I don't think anyone really thinks it's going to go anywhere. Now, Given in the future, we could get more Imperial Digimon Purple Red support, and it may make this deck actually feasible. They may go and try to correct it. So I would probably just keep an eye on this stuff here, and if you are looking to build any of these decks, maybe consider picking them up soon. I mean, Chaos Digimon Alternate Art is $10, and we do get Chaos Machine Digimon stuff in the next set. Dracomon I actually saw in a couple of different decks. One of my friends at Locals plays a green-blue version of All Force, and because everything has Drummon in their name, so you look at the top four, and you get a Drummon to your hand, and Dracomon here does that, and it's green-blue, so it can be used in Ultimate Cup format. So something to keep in mind about that. And the boxes are really not bad. $56. I mean, you get like I think 2 or 3 alt arts per box, so for $53 or 56, sorry. That's not bad, but again, the value is just down a lot. So I would personally go for the singles. Looking at the cross stuff or cross encounter booster, the box is still down because again, nationals is over. People are like kind of looking forward. You can see some of the changes in the market at the moment. Like Metal Greymon is starting to go up a little bit, $33. We know that Jessamon stuff is going to come out soon, so we have the Jessamon stuff. We have Sakuyamon, which I honestly think that this is probably the best card you could now pull in that set, is pulling the Sakuyamon main mode, because it's $40, and you will be able to utilize this with I think it's Kazuhumon, when we get it in EX2. You could run this in Blue Flare as well. I know it doesn't seem like you could, but like you could actually run this in Blue Flare if you play the Kazuhamon as top end when we get EX4. So it might be just stuff to hold on to. But yeah, $40 is okay. And the Metal Greymon here, I think this is honestly a good set to try to get some pieces for. There are some stuff I'll talk about later in here, so I'm not going to go over it right now. We do have the Pikmin Winners pack. Unfortunately, it dropped down so hard to $2.70. Kind of unfortunate. That was the one I ended up pulling, but but yeah, we have here the Mervamon here still going down, kind of like I was mentioning before. And Sparrowmon, I think some people are looking to pick these up because Sparrowmon still can be played in the Jet Mervamon, which we get in the next set. In Cross Hearts or certain types of play. I don't remember exactly what deck you run it in, but you could play in, I think, Cross Hearts. This is interesting to me. So we have a bunch of these cards kind of going all over the market, and I don't know exactly why the XNTYD booster box is $135 for the cheapest listing. Other than like, Death X is kind of not the value anymore. Like, why you don't really want to pick this up. Honestly, I would personally just pick up the singles. Honestly, I don't know why people are picking it up, other than maybe just that the Cool Boys are maybe good value. Like you can see, got it down here. Like if we go here, $7 a Cool Boy, and you probably pick up like 2 of them per box, so you're hitting about $15 to $17 on that. The mid value stuff is okay, but you can still pick it up by singles. And then your Diamond is like about $29. You have the alternate art Agumon X's. But personally, if you're looking to just making black or Greymon deck, just pick up the Agumon X's. Don't buy the box. It's not worth it. You get screwed on that. So honestly, I would stick away from the box. Get your singles if you want to. Or Dynamon's level 1 of. Maybe the Agumon X is a little harder to get because it's kind of like a 4 of right now. And that might actually change in the future formats depending on whether people are now going to go toward the black version of Black or Greymon, or they're going to stick to the red version that's more aggressive. I don't know. So that's just something to keep in mind. Where are we? Let's keep going here. Now, this is Digital Hazard. I wanted to just point out that Leomon went down in price. It was at its high at 424 when All Force first came out, and people were looking, oh, you know what, you play Leomon from this. Keep in mind there are now different builds, and some people are actually moving away from Leomon. As you can see here, there's a lot more listings, and people are just looking to try to get rid of this. I think also some people have kind of realized that All Force is not really going to be doing anything after this format. Like, we have the Ultimate Cups, yes, and we have a little bit of support in BT12, but I don't think that's warranted to buy alternate art Leomons. So just keep that in mind if you are looking to pick it up. Leomon is a meme, but I honestly don't think it's worth it. I wanted to just open up the BT8 sets here and just show you that the Black Greymon is at $30 now. really, and they were Diamond, or sorry, a Fonimon Fall Down is 35. So we kind of see that shift because, of course, people are playing Billsmon Cup, Ultimate Cup, and because Black Greymon, maybe people are playing, deciding, well, this one's not really needed anymore. You know, maybe you don't need him. We see everything kind of dropping a little bit. I remember this was actually a really good set, like right before the ban list, because a lot of these cards will still up. We have the winter pack Densho Phase Greymon here being about $25. Still pretty high. It was $40 a while ago. And then you have like some of the alternate arts for Alphamon kind of low. This is actually not that bad. For the Ryudamon for $11, that's actually pretty good. Creepmon had a little bit of an increase in price just because a lot of people are teching it in, but I feel like a lot of people already had this card. They were like, oh yeah, I have the Creepmon. Because that was kind of like the bad secret to pull at the time. I guess both of the secrets in this set was kind of bad, but yeah. So let's go on to our next one. Next one is the what's it called? Double Diamond. Now this one has the Alphamon, of course. Here you can see the Alphamon is kind of down 520. As the alternate art, but keep in mind this is not from Double Diamond. Like in terms of like the set, you can pull the Omnimon, but not the Double Diamond. And this is very hard to find. It's not really worth getting $115 or a case of 117 to pull an Omnimon. You're literally paying double your price to possibly pick this up. Additionally, though, for Beelstar, you can see the top two here are the best ones out of this. You got the Impmon and the Beelstarmon alternate art being $78 and $40 respectively. Impmon is still used in Beelstar, and Beelstar is still used in Beelstar. So obviously pick these up if you are looking to play the deck, or wait a little bit of time. Honestly, I know that there is a deck list out there for, I believe it's going to be EX4 when we get the Shine Greymon Rune mode. And it is, if you don't know what Rune mode does, basically it creates like a lingering effect of minus 5,000 DP when digivolving, and then when it deletes itself, or deletes another 5,000 that lingers until the end of your opponent's next turn. So that's minus 10,000 to your opponent's cards on their side of the field. So it kind of puts them in a bind, because if you don't know this ruling, like if you have like a lingering effect like minus 5,000 DP and you promote out from your raising area, or if you on play stuff, like none of that goes through. Your promoting would automatically apply the minus DP effect, and your on play would not trigger because the game mechanics would delete it before the on play can occur. They use that as a top end in Beelstar to be able to control your opponent's board as a way of removal, wiping your opponent's board. So we have that, and everything else is relatively like low in price. So honestly, not worth getting a box. But if you are looking to pick up a Beelstar, here it is. I just wait a little bit more time, wait for the Beelstar Cups to officially finish, and maybe pick that up after. Where are we here? I have a bunch of tabs open. I'm sorry. There was only a few cards I wanted to just mention out of Battle of Omni, BT5, and it is the Sukriyamon Tamer Set 1. You can see here is a very low price, $10. I remember a few months ago, and let's go, I'm just going to show you here. It was about $40 6 months ago in about September. A lot of people were looking to play this card with the before we got the ban list stuff, and Sukriyamon is really good. This is a beautiful art. I have one copy of this. I was really happy I picked it up. I think I picked it up for maybe something like $12, $13. It wasn't too expensive, more than this, but for $10, I would definitely pick this up. And even if you're looking to get a playset, like this guy has right here, $10. Put it at 4, pick it up, get your playset of Tamer Set cards. So yeah, that is one card I want to go over, and then the second one was Arata Sonata. And the reason why I bring this up is because it is a pretty low price right now. We don't have any support for Diaboromon coming out or announced, but I feel like it's right around the corner. What they like to do is they like to kind of circle back and give those archetypes support. Remember, BT11 is a good example of that. We hit all the little ends of getting, okay, this is going to be for all four, this is going to be for Blackrock Greymon, this is going to be for this. And I feel like we're going to cycle around a little bit more in future sets, maybe 15 or 16, BT 15, 16, or even a EX set to give it a Arata Sonata support, or the Diaboromon deck. We still need more copies of like Armageddonmon and stuff like that. So 4 copies of this is not that bad. You can see you can buy multiple copies here for $5, so $15 you get 3 box toppers. That's pretty good. So those are the only 2 cards I really wanted to point out. I wanted to point out the Impmon Tamer set. This is from Release Special Edition, BT2. Now, we did get the reprint in the starter deck being the Impmon. I think this is maybe... No, well, we have some cut stuff I'm going to talk about, but we are sort of starting to get into the Beelzebub territory. Impmon here is trashed 3 cards from the top of your deck on deletion. This is the highest rarity, in my opinion, other than like the stamped cards that you got from going to Nationals or topping in Nationals. And you can see here, it was a low of about $50, but it has since gone up. That is because of Beelzemon, I think. I think a lot of people are really excited for BT11 and BT12 and the starter deck that gave Impmon or the Beelzemon line a lot of support. And I really like this art. I do wish it was a lot cheaper, but unfortunately it's not. So we do what we do what we can. Another part of that is the winner pack for Demi Miramon. If you were lucky enough to get this, this is a good investment for yourself because it was a low only at 15 and it's still going up. Like we have 13 listings here and it's constantly going up to about $25-$30. Beelzebub Cup wise, we do have another month coming up in April, another event, and this is the top rarity, I guess you would say, other than any other stamp versions of it. So maybe look to pick this up if you are looking to play the deck at max rarity, of course. So that said, let's go into the next card, Vilemon. Now, I bring this up because over the weekend, I didn't know about a few of the combos you can use with Iron Mako and cards and decks that are not the Beelzemon deck. And one of the things you can keep in mind is Vilemon is an evil Digimon, like it has the trait of evil, and Iron Mako, when you reveal, can add an evil to your hand. So, for example, I was playing Beelstarmon at one event, and I was playing Ophanimon at another. And with Ophanimon, you really don't have any evils. So instead, I put Devimons in my rookie spots for a few of them, and my champion lineup, I put a few like Vilemon. My Demon Baggermon is actually a Demon Lord. So Vilemon is a good blocker that you can bring back with Flame Hell Scythe. As an additional blocker, it's also searchable, so you're not just whiffing when you use the Iron Mako. And the way to use Iron Mako and Ophanimon is you Digivolve new Ophanimon with the yellow source, you draw for the Digivolving, you activate Iron Mako to gain a memory to put a card to the top of your deck, and then you activate the recovery effect of the Ophanimon to recover that card you just set. So it kind of stacks your security set. So it's an interesting deck concept. So I do like the Vilemon there. So this is low right now. But you can see here there was a slight increase here, and you see down here like $5 lowest. It stays there for quite a while, so just to keep it on your radar. You don't need to. This is not like an important pickup. You could play obviously the BT2, the other BT2 version. The next one is kind of a trio. We have the Falcomon and the Agumon. Is this the other one? No. Labramon. I moved it out of order. Sorry. So we have these three here. These are the Tamer Party 7 promos. These are really nice. Honestly, I think these are the way things you get at Worlds. Not Worlds, at I forgot what it's called. Nationals, sorry. They don't have crazy effects. They're honestly, I feel like, just there because the game came out. If you have a yellow Tamer in play, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2,000. The other one has a similar effect of delete 3,000 DP, and Labramon's delete a level 3. So they all kind of do the same thing. It's just these are from the the promo cards that you could get. So they have been going down. Keep in mind, we do still get more promos at other events coming up, and maybe this will drop more. So up to you whether or not you want to invest in these ones here. But personally, I don't have any like rush to get them, so it's not a big deal. Deltamon here is a card that a lot of people for Ultimate Cup and moving forward after the ban list for just regular tournament play, people are starting to look at this card as a replacement. There is the option of this card. You could also put the old Greymon X antibody from BT9 in there to Digivolve for free. But if you're playing the black version of the deck, Deltamon is probably a better version because you could Digivolve from red or black for 3 cost, and it gets you to reduction. And you could also run like the rookie. The rookie gives you the protection. So some people might be switching from the red version to the black one. I know that for me, I'm going to probably try it out to see if the Deltamons actually work with that deck. I did put them away for a while, but I might be looking to put them back in. So just something to keep in mind. We have the Beelzemon deck here. Alright, so this is actually the start of the Beelzemon part of the video. So I'm going to try to go through these as fast as I can. There are a few other cards that are just randomly in there that I'll talk about, and I hopefully did not skip anything. But I think I put everything I should have. Beelzemon here, this has been up for a few weeks. I'm not going to lie. Like, I was a little late to this. I knew it was going up, and I knew it was at around $50. But as soon as more people were started playing the deck, and really liked it, and I really liked the deck too. It's just a little complicated to get into. It started climbing. So if you have your copies here, I would definitely suggest like considering like this is probably gonna be the highest it's ever been. Maybe it stays here till BT12 and people see how good the Beelzemon X deck is. You do run less, I think, less copies of this card in there, but it's a mill target. That's the reason why you're playing it. You're not really playing it to Digivolve, like early game maybe, but you're really getting it to the top of your deck. You're milling it to get the Impmon, and then Impmon rushes to kind of give you that additional body on board. So it's a good deck. This one is definitely $7, and if you have it, good. I have one for collection, and if I get any more, I'm definitely selling them. This is the alt counterpart. So the Beelzemon regular art. This is the regular art from EX2, and if your stores have any EX2, I would definitely consider picking it up. If you get a couple of these, you can sell them for $20-$25. It's good. You get half your box back just by selling this. So I think that this is definitely good as a pickup. This was a card that I actually was playtesting in a couple of different builds. I really like this card in Mervamon. The reason why you're doing it is you have this in your hand or in your trash, and you can play it. You can Digivolve. You can use the effects. So it does have all those deletion effects. But you also can use it as a cross. And basically, if you keep Mervamon for one turn, and your opponent doesn't deal with it, after your attack, for every 10 cards in your trash, you gain 1 memory. That's inherited. So the alternate heart is here for 15. You could also run it in Beelzemon normally, and it does have the on-play effect, so you can use the effect to delete level 4s. And you see it here constantly for 15. Honestly, if you don't have a copy of this, I would just maybe just pick one up just to have in your collection in case this card ends up being something for cross hearts. You can also Digivolve, by the way, from a level 5 with cross hearts and its trait. So that too. So just keeping that in mind, you can play this in multiple respects in very many decks. So I like the versatility of this card a lot. We have another card here. Now, I think like I said before, I kind of looked at a few of these cards, and you might see some repeated stuff here. I talked about the X antibody. Let's see here. I talked about the All Force. We don't need to go into that stuff. Yeah. Across time. So in about a month's time, we get Across Time. I think 1 week before we'll get the pre-release for this for the set. So maybe just about 3 weeks until we get this next set. It's $82 for pre-release. Not bad. Honestly, now that I've been at my locals a lot more often, a lot of the time they do up the price a little bit. So maybe consider picking this up or ordering it earlier on to get at least 1 or 2 boxes so you can get your pieces from this set before you go into any regionals and stuff. Wanted to talk about the starter deck as well. So it started around $40. Sorry, yeah. So it was going for a pre-sale price of that, and it dropped down. If you bought the pre-sale, I'm sorry, you probably got a little screwed by this. It did go up a little bit because people obviously were looking to get it for the Beelzemon cups and stuff. But yeah, it's $31 here. I think it's still going to go lower. Personally, I think that it's going to stop about $25. You do get a lot in it, so I think $25 is where it's going to stop in about like maybe a month or 2 time. So keep that in mind. In that set, by the way, you do get an X antibody alternate art. You don't. It's not like a promo or anything like that. A lot of people, or it sort of is, I guess, but like it wasn't like a random card I meant. A lot of people I spoke to thought that this was like a random card that it would be a chance to get the X antibody, but no, they gave us all the cards, and it's going for $9, and X antibody is still a thing, and it's still going to be a thing for the next couple sets. So I would suggest maybe going to a couple pre-releases for the starter deck and stuff, and picking this up, or just buy 4 of the deck sets to get 4 copies of it. Yes, you may not be able to play it in multiple decks, but if you're still playing something like Black or Greymon, you could throw this in. Where Garurumon, you could throw this in. War Greymon. Next set we get some X antibody stuff, so there's gonna be a bunch of reasons to play this card in multiple different decks. So just keep that in mind. finishing up here, we're going to talk about two cards in general. We'll go to the Beelzemon Winter Cup as the last thing, but we are going to talk really quickly about the winners for the Beelzemon stamp cards. So I guess they're calling it pre-release cards, but really they're like the Beelzemon stamp. So you have like this Beelzemon Cup stamp that's on like the winner pack you see here. You also get the Beelzemon Cup participation pack. What we see here, like the winner, is basically the Wizardmon here. Wizardmon is going to be used in the next set, so you know it has longevity. You know that you're being able to use 4 copies of this in a deck, so you'll be able to mill, and this is technically going to be the top rarity of it. Keep in mind this is a second printing of the card, so you're not going to necessarily I guess you could say it'll have like a 2 if you notice. There's going to be 2 on a bunch of these cards as the second printing of this card, third printing of the cards. But yeah, $20 looks like to be the Wizardmon price, but I think it's going to probably drop down maybe in about a few weeks to about 15 if sales don't go. We see some other winners here. Deathslinger, it's a 4 of in the decks. Rivals, usually 3 or 4. Balmon, I myself got Iron Mako as mine, so I got $14. That's nice. But I honestly, the pre-release stamps for this I wasn't really too crazy about. It's basically anything that was in the starter deck. I got a couple of Imon BT2s in there, in some of my pre-releases, and yeah, like I wish I got a Wizardmon. That would have been nice. But you're not gonna get these anymore after the pre-release. It's done. So if you pulled it, you got lucky. If not, not. Now, the last thing I'll talk about is the Beelzemon winner card here. I luckily pulled one, or I won one at one of my tournaments. It did shoot down a little bit from about 82 to about 77. Now, it is 60, and I think it is still going to go down. Maybe it'll stay at around $50 because it is a one in like a very rare card to have. They're only going to be this one, and there's going to be the ones next month, and that's it. I don't think they give this out anymore after the events, so it's sort of like not it's kind of more rare than a store championship card. Like normally you get a store championship pack or a card and stuff, but you just get the stamp. This actually says is really nice because it says winner down the side. You could tell that like you ended up winning this. It's just really nice. So I do like this card a lot. And the starter deck 14 version of it was a good pick. I mean, putting this for the Beelzemon tournament for Star Deck 14 was a good pick. It is still played in the Beelzemon in BT12, so you know longevity-wise, but personally I'm not going to be running this in a deck. I'm going to be usually putting this on a side with the rest of my special win cards, and maybe one day I get it graded, because this is one of the cards I would consider getting graded, personally. But anyway, that's what I have today for Marketwatch. We see like 30, surprisingly 32 listings on here, just for one small quick note. I'm actually, I'll just say this, and this is my own opinion. This is not to mention anything about any sellers or anything like that. If you win a winner card stamp, I feel like unless you're really just playing this game to kind of just resell stuff eventually, I feel like this is a really nice memento of, a tournament that might have been very hard to play, or you didn't do very well in it. And personally, I think the Beelzemon Cup was a lot of fun. I had not played Purple for the longest time, especially Beelzemon. I think the closest I ever played it was like playing the Mastermon decks. And I honestly didn't play Beelzemon more than that. So I would definitely recommend, if you do have this, maybe consider not selling it. Maybe hold it on as memento. But, I'm not here to tell you what to do. Keep it, if you don't want it, you just want to sell it, then sell it. Yeah. Anyway, that's the Market Watch for today. Thank you guys for watching. As always, stay classy.